So if you do anything today is take 10 minutes out of your day to set yourself up for your future. You owe it to yourself. Love yourself. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Yoselin, and if you're new here, I started making content first on like my financial journey, and now I work and I'm super invested into like blockchain tech and Web3, but I did want to make this video because I think that knowledge is power. And just because Web3 is my niche, I don't think that in today's day and age of social content, like that should stop me from wanting to educate someone else about a topic that I think not enough people know about, or maybe they'll learn like their senior year of high school and never act upon it. But I'm here to remind you that knowledge is power, and knowing this can definitely change your life, set you up for the future, and we'll go into why this is setting yourself up for the future. You're talking about retirement accounts. While a 401k is a retirement account, that is usually through work, and I'm going to be talking about Roth IRA specifically and a little bit about traditional. I am not any type of like financial advisor. I am just a girl in her 20s that wanted to know more about money and wanted to learn things that people didn't tell me growing up. And now that I think it's accessible, I want to relay this to you. So and in this video, I'm going to be talking about why a Roth IRA benefits you and why you should do this, especially if you're in your early 20s, because one, that's like the majority of my audience, like 20 to 30, but you can still do this if you are over that age. By any means, please do this and set yourself up for the future. Have $1 million by the time you're retired, essentially. I do have my laptop so that I don't forget stuff. And then at the end, I'm going to have a little tutorial on the app that I use. It takes less than like 10 minutes. So if you do anything today is take 10 minutes out of your day to set yourself up for your future. You owe it to yourself. Love yourself. I know, we want the fast track to investing money and seeing it quickly turn around, making a lot of money, but I like to say you have to do the boring things first to be able to do the fun things afterwards. And one thing that I will always be super adamant about is never put all of your money into one thing. Yes, even a retirement account. If you only have $500 to your name, don't invest it all into your retirement account. Don't invest it into a meme coin. Don't invest it. Hello. Hi. You will slowly be able to diversify your portfolio and see your gains come in. Okay, let's go over why this benefits you even though it's so far away. I feel like the way that is phrased makes it seem negative, but that is ultimately the factor that you have to your benefit. It is time, because essentially this money that you are investing in here, whether it's $5 a week, $5 a month, or $500 a week, your money is earning interest. And then that money that you've made from earning interest is earning interest. This is called compound interest, because you start off with a certain amount and then you earn money on top of that, and that money, sum of money, then receives interest and it's compounding. You know, $5 a month, it will take more time for you to reach $1 million versus if you did, you know, $20 a week. It's all about your initial investment earning interest. So if you are in the position to make your investment a high amount, then go ahead and do it. And if you are not in the place to do that, then go ahead and do what is accessible to you. but also this means that maybe we need a larger source of income, or add another source of income, or find that your main source of income is increasing. I know that that may sound super privileged. It is how being able to put money aside works. And I mean, I worked in the restaurant industry since I was like 16 years old, you know. And I worked like long days or long nights to be able to afford a certain lifestyle, because I knew that that's what I wanted for myself. And I know not everyone is able to do that, or is interested in doing that, but there are so many ways nowadays that you can make more money than what minimum wage has to offer to you. The one thing that I like to say is picture where you don't want to be when you are 60 or 65 or 70. You know, the last thing that you want to be on your mind is worrying about money after you've worked for so many years already, you know. Time, but more than likely we are gonna live to see that age, and you don't want to be sitting there like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? Okay, now let's go into Roth IRA versus traditional IRA. There are more differences in what I'm going to discuss in this video, but the main difference is that a Roth IRA, you are being taxed when you put your money into the account. So when you withdraw your money when you're retired, you will not be taxed on that amount, versus a traditional IRA, you are depositing money, and at the end when you withdraw, it would then be taxed as income. I personally am like, I just want to get it over with. I hate taxes. Like, let's just get it over with, rather than being retired and being like, oh, I have this much in my account, and then you get hit with taxes. There's this quote, I need to find out who said it, but it's like, there's two things that are certain in life: death and taxes. Why? I didn't sign up for this, but I'm here and I'm trying to work with it. You know, there are restrictions to this account, such as that you can only deposit a maximum of $6,000 a year if you are under the age of 50. If you are over the age of 50, then it is a different case for you. $6,000 max a year, which would be about $500 a month. So, you know, if that is the max you can contribute and you are in that position, that's awesome, and I recommend you do it. And if not, there is no minimum you have to contribute. So I'm just gonna read this off to you to give you an example of how much money you can make if you earn an average between 7 to 10% in annual returns. So if you invested $6,000, which is the maximum, per year, and you assumed a rate growth of 7%, which is on the lower side of annual returns. Now again, this doesn't mean that the lowest possible is 7%. It could be lower than that depending on the financial year, but you have to look at the big picture. Overall, it will be 7 to 10%. So $6,000 a year for 10 years, you would have $83,095. Is the mathing? Is it clicking? You know, I know it can be hard sometimes to understand like numbers and just like these hypotheticals when you're not actually seeing it in your account, or you know you can't contribute a maximum of $6,000. But the thing is that either way, you're going to be probably just spending that money, or it's going to be sitting, if you have a savings, in your savings, for nothing close to 7 to 10% annual return. And inflation is increasing like never before. Where do you want to have your money? Where it's going to last over time, and not where it's going to decrease over time. One of my favorite things that no one ever told me about this retirement account is the real estate possibility with it. And when I found this out, it was literally because I was taking a real estate course, which I never finished, by the way, because I'm in a different field now. But I remember being on either the second or third book of the course, and there's 3 total. And I was either on the second or third, not the first one. And it said this: you can buy a house by taking money out of your retirement account for first-time buyers up to $10,000. And if you made your first investment more than 5 years ago, and you can do this without paying a penalty. So let's go over that again, because one, no one tells you that. You can literally take this retirement money out of your account, which typically will have a penalty, meaning you will be taxed on it because you're taking it out before the time is due. So basically the government's like, that's not okay, and you're gonna get fined for doing that. And I would like to think that this is so that we leave our money there and it benefits us in the long run. So it kind of makes you double take, like, do I need to take these $200 out right now? That's gonna cost me later. But if you are a first time home buyer, you can take up to $10,000 out and use it to buy a home. The one thing is that you have to have had your retirement account for 5 years since you made your first investment. So it's sitting pretty in your phone. That doesn't count as time of having a retirement account. You have to make your first investment. Okay, last but not least, what not to do when you have a retirement account, and then a tutorial on how to do it. I basically already went what not to do, and what not to do is act like that is just disposable income and being like, oh, well, I at least have $200 in my retirement account that I can take out anytime. What you want to do is act like this money is not there. That's literally the secret to this. Act like this money is not there. If you take it out, it's really not worth it. And if you just act like it's not there, you don't have to rely on this money. And how I like to think of it is, you know, I would have spent this money anyways. Like, let's say $5 a day. Like, I already spend money buying coffee every day, buying breakfast when I could be making breakfast sometimes, you know, same with lunch. And what is $5 a day? Like, at this point, when it's being taken out automatically, I'm not gonna notice, and might as well put it towards my future. And if you just act like it's not there, then it can stay there. But if you treat it like it's money that you can take out at any time, then you're never going to reap its benefits. And you need to have that discipline. Now you're like, Yoselin, how do I open up an account? Like, this sounds stressful. This sounds like something that I don't want to do. Well, don't you worry. You can now do this from your phone. I'm going to go ahead and show the tutorial. I had to use a different account since I already made one, but I wanted to show you like how quick it was, because I couldn't remember if there were a ton of steps, and surprise, it's not. Before apps existed and smartphones existed, you would have to go to a broker and talk to a man in a suit at a bank, and that just, you know, maybe I'm too Gen Z, but that just sounds dreadful to me. Because I did do it on my phone. There are multiple apps. I am giving a tutorial on the app that I use because it's what I'm comfortable with. I like the interface. It's done me good. And if you want to go ahead and try a different app that you've heard from your friend, go ahead. But I will have a link in my bio to open up an account. And if you do open an account through my link, you and I will both get $5 when you make your first investment. So yeah, this is just the app that I use and I feel comfortable talking about, versus giving a review of an app or telling you to open an account somewhere that I don't know about. I'm just gonna be honest. So yeah, link will be in the description. And now here's the tutorial. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you click the link. So it's going to ask for your email, and then a password that you want to set up. So go ahead and do that and click create account. It's going to ask you if your email looks fine, press looks good. And then directly after that, it's going to ask you for your first name, last name, date of birth. You do have to be 18 years old to do this. Then your address. I don't want to show my address. Then once you put your phone number, it'll send you a text message to verify your phone number. Then you verify your identity with your social security, which is normal for this kind of account. A security question, you can choose anything you want. They have a bunch of different ones. Then this screen comes up asking if you're affiliated with a broker dealer. So I clicked none of those are mine. Then you link your bank. It's super cool. It has so many bank options. And for example, I use US Bank, so it just gave me the option to put in like my app information. I didn't have to put like my routing number or anything like that. I just connected it directly to my US Bank app. And then it sends over a network, sends a code just to verify that this is you connecting this. And it's going to take me moving my beer over. It's going to take a few seconds, and once it's good, it'll say success. You can click continue. So you press next, and then now it's going to ask you to pick your portfolio. So you're going to input some information like what is your yearly income, things like that. Acorns basically takes that information and will analyze it and tell you what is best for your case scenario to benefit you the most. And then you can choose your portfolios. You can do either the ESG portfolio, just means it'll also invest into crypto. And then it gives you a breakdown of where your money would be going and the risk and where, what stocks your money is going into and like a 5-year projection. And this is for the investment account. And then I'll show you guys how to go into create your retirement account. So this is going to ask you if you want to do a recurring investment. I just skipped that. Go ahead and download the app. You're going to go ahead and sign in. And I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you sign in because it's super cool. It's such an easy app to navigate. I always enable my notifications just to know like when it pauses my investments, things like that, which is cool because if it knows that your bank account balance is going to go into negatives, it pauses them. You're going to go to your later account. This is going to be for your retirement account. And you open your IRA after you put in your information, click core portfolios, and it'll tell you where your money is going into. And it'll give you a quick breakdown of how much money you can make if you put like $90 a week, blah, blah, blah. And now you're set up. And this is my favorite part. You go into recurring and you change your settings in there. So I'm just showing you guys. Oh, at the bottom, it gives you articles to read to improve your financial knowledge. We love that. And recurring, you can do it weekly, daily, or monthly. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching that. If you have questions, which I know there's so much more to be answered, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments. And I did make a TikTok to this. I'll put the link in the description where people ask questions and my own community answered those questions. If you guys made a retirement account after this, feel more than free to DM me on my socials or leave a comment down below because that always means so much to me. If I can empower someone or make someone feel like they have more control of their finances, feel like they're setting themselves up for success, and that is like everything to me, like that is what I want from this. Yeah, please go ahead and subscribe. It takes like 2 seconds to do and it means the world to me. You have a good rest of your day. This is not financial advice. This is financial awareness.